So for this episode, how about you and me get into the eerie case of the Dyatlov Pass incident? Some of you might be familiar with the story, but if you're not, my account could be graphic, and if you're sensitive, please scroll on by. Now, I went into this briefly in an older video, but let's add some detail to it, as it's still one of the most confounding mysteries in modern times. Now, this tale begins on January 27th of 1959, when 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov and some of his fellow students and researchers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute embarked on a hiking journey. Now, the goal of this experienced 10-person hiking party was to reach the summit of a mountain in the northern Urals. However, after setting off for this journey, all but one who turned back because they were sick were never seen alive again. Before embarking on this journey, Dyatlov told some people that he would notify them via telegram when they returned. However, his friends never received the communication, and that is what led to a growing concern. On February 20th, both the army and the police were sent to go look for them, and what they found 6 days later were dead bodies, and in a state so bizarre that it was like it was out of a nightmare, and it led to more questions of what could have possibly happened to them. You see, the tent had been cut open from the inside, and all of the team's belongings, including their shoes, were still in there. And there were 8 or 9 sets of footprints left in the snow, and it was clear that whoever made these didn't have shoes on, and there was also tracks leading to the woods that were over a mile away. The first 2 bodies were found in the forest by where the campfire was, and even though the temperatures were somewhere between -13 and -22 that night, they were dressed only in their underwear. The next 3 bodies were found on the way back to the camp in various states of undress, and it was deemed that they died of hypothermia. But that's not the strangest part. When the other 4 bodies were found in a ravine 2 months later after the snow melted, things got even spookier. See, 2 of them, Ludmila and Simeon, were found with their eyes missing. They also both had broken ribs, and one of them had a missing tongue. One of them had severe skull fractures, the kind of fractures that you would receive in a car accident, and 2 of the 4's clothing tested positive for radioactivity. And the investigators sifted through the hikers' diaries and undeveloped photos looking for clues. However, all they learned was the fact that the weather was worsening as the hikers continued on their journey. And all that would explain is the deaths by hypothermia, but what about the missing eyes and the missing tongue? Some have said it was a forceful avalanche, others have said it was a run-in with the Monzi people, and yet others have said it was a Soviet cover-up of secret radioactive weapon testing. But whatever it is, it's been 6 decades, and there's still no clear-cut answers to what could have possibly happened.